Chronic trying to prove that he is NA's top ones player by beating, I think, NA's all-time best ones player. That one's maybe a bit more up for debate, but I would say FirstKiller's all-time the best that NA's ever produced. And Chronic's trying to become the best by beating the best. Let's see if he can get it done. FirstKiller has had a very interesting group stage so far. Yesterday he went to Game 5 in every single one of his matches. Today he went to Game 4. He's had no sweeps for or against him. But, in this matchup, it really doesn't matter what the series score is. It's pretty simple. The winner will win the group. The loser will be in that fight for third place and second place, really depending on what happens between CRR and Beast Mode. If you're a fan of both FirstKiller and Chronic, you want Beast Mode to win against CRR, preferably by 3-1. I think that would do the trick for Chronic. Keep Beast Mode away from him. Now, in the past, when Chronic has struggled against FirstKiller, FirstKiller just played with full confidence. You know, I talked a bit about this earlier on today with Vatira, the way that he plays ones, the way that Zen plays ones as well. They just play with absolute confidence in their abilities. Never a moment of doubt, just full send every single time, assuming that they're the better player, that they're going to get to the ball first, that they're going to have the better touches. That's what FirstKiller did when he dominated NA, and Chronic really struggled against it, because I think he also himself believed FirstKiller to be the better player. But now, I think Chronic is starting to realize that he is at that level more and more throughout the past year. He's probably realized that he not only can take games as he well, guess he just didn't fancy it. He didn't want it. It's fine. There'll be more opportunities. I'm sure there will be plenty more opportunities to score. He didn't want it. He didn't want that goal. But like I was saying, you know, the more time that passes, I think Chronic's realizing that he can be the best player in NA. You can't just like compete with the best. He can be the best. Just maybe not that moment. Maybe other moments that have happened in the past couple of days and might happen for the rest of this tournament. Like, there we go. That kind of moment there where Chronic dispossesses FirstKiller and puts the ball into the open net. That's going to give him the confidence he needs. Beautiful turn there by Chronic. Really nicely done on the landing. Just landing slightly uneven there to increase the turning circle. Or rather to decrease the turning circle, I should say. Now remember, with Daniel finishing second place in Group B, the winner of this series will actually play against Daniel next Monday in their opening match. We already know that. That's one of the easier scenarios we've had today. We've had only complex ties. Now we finally have a scenario that is a little bit more straightforward. Was that another far? It was another far post spawn. I don't know what's going on today. Like I said, I don't think it matters, but we've only seen far post spawns. Did Soundix change something? Did they make it that you always spawn on the side away from the ball? I swear we have not seen a near post spawn all day. Not one. Unless I'm mistaken. In defense, at least. Oh, a nice try there by FirstKiller, trying to spy the opening. Jack had a near post spawn. Maybe it's just confirmation bias. Maybe I'm just not noticing it, but they are happening. Running with the classic technique there, advancing down the middle of the field with a flick and then just double jumping into the ball. You can really generate so much pace on the ball there with a simple double jump after flicking it forwards. It's a really good 1-2 punch. It's quite a safe play as well to make. If you're worried about being challenged early, you can flick the ball against a close shadowing player and then just double jump on your next play to send it past them. Chronic really is having a lot of success right now against FirstKiller's shadow defense. That's another goal, as FirstKiller pre-jumps way too high. Actually, Chronic staying in net on the kickoff. Very interesting to see that one. It's very rare to see at this level without a flip involved. You know, we see Dark doing these defensive kickoffs, but he usually flips to deceive the opponent. That one had not much deception involved. What a save by FirstKiller. Chronic no doubt thought that net was wide open. FirstKiller lunging out of nowhere to make the save. Still, a series firmly in Chronic's favor as FirstKiller struggles to find any extended periods of pressure, any extended periods of possession. Chronic is just controlling him right now, and I think really this, if anything else, shows the achievement that CRR pulled off earlier when he beat Chronic today. FirstKiller, someone who's known for his dominance of the field, is really struggling to keep Chronic at bay the way that CRR did. Chronic inverted half flip there to secure the boost and recover quickly. He's been very ready for the pinches, both in this series and against the CRR as well. Chronic paying close attention to his opponents when they might be about to pinch the ball towards his net. Well, good positioning by FirstKiller. No doubt Chronic thought FirstKiller would be going for boost there. FirstKiller instead just goes straight for the ball. Yeah, read Chronic very easily there. Good positioning to finally get a goal that took an awful long time to come. 20 seconds for FirstKiller to work with. We've seen so many last-second comebacks today. I feel like 20 seconds is ages for 2 goals. In fact, he might have got one here. Chronic is miles out of the game. That's a goal of FirstKiller. Puts it between the posts, which he does. I remember when you're shooting open nets, don't just put it between the posts, put it underneath the bar as well. Very important combination of skills. Now 10 seconds left, so pretty easy comeback compared to some of the comebacks we've seen today. FirstKiller just easing into it here, didn't rush, didn't panic, didn't take any unnecessary risks. Chronic's delayed the kickoff and actually gets bumps back into position here, so this one's going to work very, very well for him. And he can just air dribble the rest of the time away, try and get it into the ground, which he does. FirstKiller not really getting a chance there in 0 seconds as Chronic confirms the first game win. And I think for the first time today on the field control, we have a complete tie on the next rank post-game stats. The next rank is a Rocket League course for ranking up by apparently Jack and Johnny Boy. We'll teach you in that course how to not finish 5th in the group and definitely how to make playoffs. Sign up in the next rank using the nextrank.com for a 50% discount on release. Sorry, that was probably a bit too soon. That was harsh. That was unnecessary. Jack didn't deserve that. He really didn't deserve that. It was a great effort, though. I have to ask, Jack, since I noticed that you are here. Did you know that you were playing for your tournament life there? Like, when you were in Game 5, did you know it was win or eliminate? Did it feel like that was the case going in? It was a great series either way, though. I mean, really, you knew you were recording. Ah, okay, you knew. Yeah, I figured you might know because of the game diff going in. Obviously, that's a lot of pressure. It didn't really look like you played as if you had ton of pressure on you. It was just a really good series. Daniel just played very well at the end. But easily one of the best series I've seen. Oh my! I was gonna say the issue is definitely yesterday. What on earth is this from Chronic? Let's take another look at this reset floor pitch. What a beauty! FirstKiller, merely a spectator in that play. But yeah, GG's, Jack. It was always going to be tough. I know it's going to be tough to play in such a stacked competition just a few days after traveling as far as you did. So honestly, to get the run that you did after a bad start was really impressive. I thought you did really well. And Chronic's doing pretty decently himself as well. He's carrying the Gen G flag proudly right now in the Space Station decal. FirstKiller's waited quite late in Game 1 to come back, just a bit too late. And really, he has struggled to handle Chronic early in both games. Chronic's just been so quick. FirstKiller looks like he saw that one coming, though. Oh, this is extravagant. Not quite accurate enough though. FirstKiller off target. No Jack audio. Jack is I think he's streaming and he's been typing in Twitch chat, so that's where I'm responding to. He's not talking, don't worry. Well, he might be talking on his channel, probably. At least I think he's streaming, right? Somebody said that he went live. I didn't actually check to confirm. He is? Okay. Yeah, big bounce dribble here from Chronic. Again, just another example of how important it is to threaten lots of different options there. That angle was impossible for FirstKiller to cover everything with. If he moves across the goal to cover that far post, then it'd be very difficult to get any saves on or any good touches on a ball that goes over him. Oh, nice mind game there by FirstKiller. It's not going to bounce well for him though. Well, he had Chronic fooled, but no way to actually get the ball on target afterwards. Chronic picks up the boost on spawn. FirstKiller looking to get the irritable bump going, and it works. Great switch up here by FirstKiller. He's hit the post a few times. He's been inaccurate with a couple of finesse plays, so now he just goes for pure brute force and works another goal in his favor. Chronic still in a very good spot in the battle for first place in the group. That's an option there for Chronic to just actually sit in that headlock. It would have been interesting to see how long FirstKiller would have stayed there, being the player trailing. Yeah, I believe it was Chronic who broke that one. Yeah, I feel like it's just straight up a misplay, isn't it? To break the headlock when you're winning and the ball's not in a dangerous position. Surely the time being wasted is only good for Chronic in that situation. FirstKiller, as always, absolutely booming every single shot. His ability to generate power from awkward positions has always been one of the strongest aspects of his game. Just looks like he has such follow through when he hits the ball, which is really interesting to be able to say in a video game. That it just looks like his car really just pushes through the ball and hits it harder than even other pro players can. He's just been able to get the one goal this game. Make it two, though, with perfect placement. Chronic trying to dive bomb save here. FirstKiller. And a beautiful setup, half flipping to send the ball middle before Chronic could get back to goal. FirstKiller boostless. Will have to retreat. He'll have to wait for another opportunity. These are close games, but Chronic's been leading throughout. Early pre-jump by FirstKiller. Oh my word, Chronic. Try to double reset in quick succession. I think FirstKiller was just hoping that it didn't go on target because that was pretty much impossible to read. Big time challenge by FirstKiller though. It's maybe even just going directly in. Mistake by Chronic, who probably tried to have a better 50-50 on the back of this one. Actually, I'm not sure he did. It looks like he might have tried to chip it past FirstKiller instead of just getting behind the ball and admitting, I've lost control of this, so let me get a good 50. FirstKiller does not take mid boost here, too worried about leaving the ball. And that will give Chronic the free run at him, which he takes. And scores with a low 50-50. Now, I'm not sure FirstKiller needed to make that play. Chronic was pretty stationary after that kickoff. FirstKiller may have been able to just stay in that area, pressure the ball, and win the mid-boost. It was definitely going to be an awkward position, though, so he just bailed instead of trying to play it out. And it's quite awkward to defend against Chronic when you give him free run forward at you anyway. Chronic almost scores again. He's hit one post, and now he hits the other, but FirstKiller collects it. And that's not the bounce that Chronic was hoping for. FirstKiller's going to equalize. And that was really not ideal for Chronic. His accuracy plagued him there. If he hit the shot less accurately, the bounce would have been more favorable for himself. The fact that he's hit the inside of the post is actually played in FirstKiller's favor. Definitely greedy, though, by Chronic to go for that boost. There is obviously a misplay in that position. FirstKiller. With a chance to go ahead. Chronic in a very tough position here. FirstKiller dominating the boost battle. It's a strong challenge mid-air, but FirstKiller's just got more boost to recover. Hold on a second. He needed to dunk this one in. What was this? It looked like FirstKiller just had enough boost to get back to it, but he used it all landing, and he actually didn't have any boost to shoot the ball. So I think initially that might have been a misplay, but what a way to recover it. He just leans back and lets Chronic hit the ball into the dunk. 56 seconds to go. FirstKiller leads in game 2. Patience by Chronic. Just 10 boost to his name now as FirstKiller shoots at the far post top corner. And goes up by 2 goals. Much better passage of play now for FK. Chronic was just hoping that he misses this one at the near post. From that kind of range, it's very unlikely FirstKiller misses. And he did not on that occasion. Again, FirstKiller with control as he takes the ball off the left wall with the reset. Chronic blocks it well, actually, and had an option to control this. He might have given away a free ball there unnecessarily. Oh, he's messed up his turn as well. A couple of chances going straight for Chronic. And here comes FirstKiller in the other way. Double reset for him. Blocked early by Chronic. The Chronic is in desperate need of a goal, and he's not going to get one. FirstKiller cuts him off and makes it 7-4. And Chronic does call next, which is fair enough. We've seen one comeback from this position earlier on today, but hey, it's pretty hard to come back from these scorelines. I think it's a pretty valid next call there. What was it Moxie came back from? 17 seconds, I think. 12 is a lot harder than 17, to be fair. It's not really comparable. That was absolute domination there by FirstKiller. That looked like the old FirstKiller, just all over his opponent, taking away every boost. I think we can bring in the blimp with some results for you guys. We've got some bad news for CRR in Beast Mode. Because like I said before this series started, the loser of CRR in Beast Mode will be in a lot of trouble if Wavy beats Zapatos. Now, Wavy is 2-0 up on Zapatos. Zapatos fighting for CRR and Beast Mode right now, just like Razebull did in the other group. Because if Wavy wins, he will pass the loser of CRR and Beast Mode. Essentially, if Wavy wins that series, he's guaranteed playoffs. He's simply playing for playoffs. It's that straightforward. For the loser of CRR and Beast Mode, they are going to be out by the looks of things, unless Zapatos can clutch it up. Now, hold on a second here. What happened? I was looking at the results. Okay, Chronic completely beamed the kickoff. Got it. I was wondering how that went so wrong, but that makes sense. He's looking to immediately make up for it here, and he does with a perfect shot. An instant regain there by Chronic, and great placement. Looked behind him, saw FirstKiller was nowhere near, and he slots the open net from a very awkward angle with hardly any boost to speak of. Chronic off the sidewall now. Chance for him to show off his floor pinch again. No, he's just going to use it as a mind game. Well, Chronic completely switching up on FirstKiller here. Earlier on, he floor pinched from this position. Now he fakes it to keep FirstKiller on the goal line and then bumps him out of the way. That is pretty tough to stop. Great timing by Chronic on that one. And after prior success with the close range floor pinches, you know that that's what FirstKiller had to have been thinking about. Forcing him to retreat all the way to his goal line. And Chronic's past him again. This time, the ball will bounce on the outside of the post. FirstKiller only able to center it though, and Chronic sets up the boost seal. Awkward for FirstKiller, but he's done well to at least put Chronic on the back foot briefly. He buys time to make a boost run. FirstKiller picking up the mid-100 as Chronic advances with the bounce dribble. It's a high shot saved by FK. The recovery's not quite good enough to dispossess Chronic, though. He's now coming again from even closer range. This is just possession play by Chronic, but he flips in a dangerous position. And now FirstKiller's got an open net. And oh my goodness, we got a near post spawn. Ladies and gentlemen, it happened. It didn't matter, like most of the spawns today, but it happened. We got a near post spawn, and immediately he got bumped out the way. Just always unlikely to really make a difference. But you know, in those positions, I feel like when somebody's centering the ball quickly, you could even be just pre-dodging. You could be trying to dodge in any kind of direction you think the ball might be in. It's such a desperate position anyway. Not really anything to lose. Massive 50 by Chronic. He's not got the pace to get there first, but he will steal FirstKiller's boost away. Very nice touch as well to force FirstKiller up to waste all of his remaining boost. I say waste, I should say use, because he kind of had to do that. Chronic now getting the big boost as it spawns again. He missed the mid boost pickup though, so FirstKiller's going to circle back for it. Chronic there trying to deny every big boost on his retreat to put FirstKiller out of the game. FirstKiller very much in the game. With a beautiful flip reset, puts the ball past Chronic. That is not an easy shot to hit. He did it so quickly as well. Chronic was just about to retreat, but could not get there. Now Chronic with a chance to tie from the ground. FirstKiller just plays the ball and it works straight away. Oh yeah, Chronic didn't really do too much with that one. I think he panicked when he saw FirstKiller coming towards him. Just lost control and lost a goal as well. I mentioned this earlier, but I'll say it again. There is no danger of FirstKiller or Chronic being eliminated from the playoffs. They are playing for playoff seeding right now. First seed available to both players. And it does make a big difference, of course. Top two in the groups will have 2 lives in those playoffs. Although once you reach the semi-finals, you are right back to 1 life regardless. Well, FirstKiller here, he was running away from the demo, but ran a bit too far, couldn't get back to his goal before Chronic could score. The FirstKiller responds with a strong kickoff. Let's see exactly what happened here. You have a big kickoff to the inside by FirstKiller. Chronic tried the wave dash recovery, but he wasn't able to get opposite FirstKiller there, so FirstKiller just went straight past him. Sets up for the wave dash recovery kickoff. Needs to be a strong jump into the opposite side of the ball from your opponent, or at least goal side, so that you can deflect the ball into a position you can chase after. It's a pretty good speed by Chronic, but it's a risky one to go for because he has a boost disadvantage here. FirstKiller showing what that means. He's able to use that boost that he had to reposition, get back to the ball a lot faster than Chronic could, and even score it. 6-3. FirstKiller really starting to roll in this game. Chronic's struggle in day 2 has been noticeable. FirstKiller with a high takeoff from distance, last second reset. Oh well, he's actually blocked Chronic's clear and now collects the ball in the back corner. Direct shot is good, and that is just a great reactive play there by FirstKiller, landing perfectly on Chronic's clear, and then noticing Chronic visibly out of boost and making a path around the box. Whenever you see your opponent on that path around the box for the small boost pads, you know they're low, so FirstKiller knew the net would likely be open. Chronic's playing boost management, not just using boost as soon as he gets it. Now reset for Chronic. Still time to work with in this game. FirstKiller is proven to be extremely difficult to outplay right now. This is a return to form for FirstKiller, who struggled in Shotcast Jules 1's tournament before Gamers 8. This really opens up the question again. Is As for who the best in NA is, as Chronic calls next, 5-goal difference. Too much for Chronic, and it's not just about the difference in the goals here. Great early flick by FirstKiller, spotting the challenge. He's got that celebration. Like, he's so good at that celebration, by the way. Every single time he just lands it. It's beautiful. Yeah, it's not just about the scoreline and the time remaining for Chronic. I feel like just the way that these goals are coming and the way that FirstKiller's outplaying him probably feels pretty helpless in that game. And, in another game where you're getting good chances and your opponent looks like they might be struggling, but you just need to up your own game, yeah, the 5-goal comeback might feel possible. But here, I'm sure, for Chronic, that just felt like a completely impossible comeback. With how well FirstKiller played, really had full control of a lot of Chronic's attacking plays. Chronic was really struggling late in the game. Let's see what the blimp has to say. Let's see what the news is across the board. Well, like Razebull in Group B, Zapatos is fighting back against Wavy. CRR has defeated Beast Mode, so that confirms Beast Mode will be out if Wavy beats Zapatos. As simple as that. If Wavy beats Zapatos, Beast Mode is out. And after such a stunning start yesterday, that would be a massive surprise. So, if you're a Beast Mode fan, if you want to see Beast Mode make the playoffs, you need Zapatos to reverse sweep Wavy. Yeah, CRR, by the way, had a monster of a day. 3-1 over Chronic, now 3-1 over Beast Mode as well. That's an immense day for him as he makes a push into top 2 contention. Oh, nice recovery by Chronic. FirstKiller down by 2 early here. It's a nice regain mentally by Chronic. Big dunk on the reverse challenge. FirstKiller is trying to pull off there. Oh wow, just hearing the Beast Mode forfeited Game 4 with 3 minutes to go, really? Can anyone chat tell me what was the score when he forfeited? I'm not sure if it's available in the video just yet. Oh wow, I'm hearing 5-0 CRR, Beast Mode forfeits. That is crazy. That's actually crazy. 3 minutes, 5-0 is very winnable. Well, just like technically in 1v1. And yeah, that might be the end of his tournament if Wavy can continue to win against Zapatos, currently winning 2-1. Nice little flick there by Chronic. Lovely control, popping the ball way over. It's off by FirstKiller. Oh, Rizzo saying Beast Mode had to leave. Oh, really? Well, that's a different story entirely. Isn't it? If it's that he had to leave and not just that he didn't believe in the comeback, that's a very different situation. Yeah, 5-0 probably had a part to play in it as well. If he's thinking, I need to come back a lot here, and I need to win another game, yeah, that's tough. Massive hook shot by Chronic there. Really showing what you can do with a very simple technique in Rocket League when you've got the right lineup and force your opponent back. We could be headed to a Game 5 here if things keep going the way they are. Remember, this match is for first place in the group. The winner of this one will top Group A. And the loser is actually at the mercy of CRR now as well. 5-0 Chronic, but what a turnaround. He just forfeited with over a minute left in the previous game, and now he cannot be stopped. Just coming off a game where it looked like he couldn't score, now he can't stop scoring. Who do I expect to win from Europe? I think that there are 6 players in Europe who all have a very good chance to win. I think Oski and Khalid are the obvious underdogs, but Rawas, Vatira, TRK, Zen, Moxie, and Naupo all look like they have a very legitimate chance of winning in EU. Honestly, in NA, it looks like anyone can win. There doesn't seem to be. In EU, it's a clear top 3, bottom 3. In both the groups, but in NA it just seems like there's a top 5 and then one guy who's struggling. So I would say anyone can win. You know, I don't think it's impossible for Khaled or Oski to win. Obviously, they could go on a run. They've definitely got what it takes, but I would say that there's a gap. In EU, there's 6 players who all look like they're at roughly the same level, then a gap, and then Oski, Khaled are at the next level. In NA, it just looks like we have 8 players who are all extremely close. Even 10 players who are close. The players who, like Jack, who's just been eliminated, looked exactly on that level with the rest of the guys today. Oh, good save by Chronic. He's protecting this lead very, very well right now. It's still time for FirstKiller. Trying to show Beast Mode that it's possible. What do you mean friendly fire? That was not friendly fire. That was a good thing, surely, Jack. Surely. Oh, it's 6-0. It's all going wrong for FirstKiller in this game. I mean, that was a play that really went wrong. FirstKiller was initially trying to control this, but he's accidentally just helped it into his own goal. And he does go for next. Well, it's another early forfeit, and we are into Game 5, ladies and gentlemen. These guys do not believe in the big comebacks today. Oh, you didn't hear I said you just heard that you're eliminated? Actually, Jack, what I said was that even though you're eliminated, I think you're clearly at the level of the eight players who qualify. So it was the opposite, friendly fire. I was being nice. I said in NA, I think any of 10 players look like they could have won this tournament. Whereas in EU, it looks like there's 6 who are clear favorites. FirstKiller and Chronic going the distance here. Game 5 coming up shortly. Winner of this wins the group, and the loser will be dropping out of the top 2 seeds. CRR is currently sitting 3 wins, 2 losses in the group stage. Can we pull up the group stage, Ben, really quickly? Is it updated for everybody to see? Let's take a look at this, the standings here. So CRR, 3 wins, 2 losses, plus 5 game diff. Now, FirstKiller and Chronic went into the series with plus 3 and plus 4 game diff, respectively. The fact that they're both under plus 5 means that the loser of this series, FirstKiller and Chronic, will be underneath CRR. So, yeah, CRR has essentially secured second place already, regardless of the outcome here. Chronic and FirstKiller are playing for the difference between first and third, and that is a pretty big difference. As we said earlier with the EU groups, if you finish top 2 seeds in this format, in the group, if you finish first or second, you have 2 lives in the playoffs for the early rounds. If you finish 3rd or 4th, you start the playoffs with just 1 life. Now, it's not actually going to, that life won't prevail. That extra life does not last the entire time. There's no double elimination, grand final, bracket reset, and that kind of thing. The second life only lasts until top 4, at which point everybody will be on their last life. Oh, very nice recovery by Chronic. He's looking to keep up that momentum he had going in the last game. FirstKiller's really hoping he could get rid of that ball, or at least send it to a safer position. Yeah, I think it also just came through that Wavy beat Zapatos. I'm not sure if I mentioned that one when it popped up on the screen. But yeah, Wavy was able to take down Zapatos. That means Beast Mode is out. So apparently Jack and Beast Mode, the 2 players eliminated in 5th place today in group stage. That means we'll be seeing both of them again in stage 2 of the Salt Mine. And Wavy has advanced to playoffs, which is awesome. Congratulations, Wavy. Cosmic and Wavy, both pretty new players to the NA1 scene, and they have both made it into the playoffs. Will FirstKiller secure first place? Will Chronic be able to, I think, just be the tournament favorite? If you have to pick one, and I think it would be him if he can get first seed. It's been an extremely back and forth series here, very evenly matched, but at the same time, pretty one-sided wins in the last 2 games. And now we're getting a lead for FirstKiller. Pretty early in game 5 as well. FirstKiller looking to be that guy again. Wants to prove to all of the newcomers that he is still the one to beat when it comes to NA 1v1. He is the 2-time Salt Mine defending champion. You know, a lot of people have been talking about Jorya's defending champion. Oh, it's beautiful. FirstKiller with a gorgeous skull to go up 4-1. Ceiling pinch, ceiling recovery, and the rebound. And he hit that confidently as well for 4-1. Yeah, a lot of people talk about Jorya's defending champion for EU Salt Mine 2. Khaled defending champion for EU Salt Mine 1. And indeed, Salt Mine World Finals in Season 1. But FirstKiller is a 2-time defending champion. He won Salt Mine NA and, well, Salt Mine 1 for North America and Salt Mine 2. For that entire period of time, he was the best player. In fact, he's the only player in the North American tournament so far who has even played in both previous Salt Mines. Main events, that is. In fact, I told you guys yesterday, but let's see if you guys in chat know. Can you name the 2 players? That's right, the 2 players. One in Europe, one in NA, and they're the only players who have played in every season of Salt Mine main event. Season 1, 2, and 3. There are only 2 players currently. Maybe more will qualify. Yeah, it is. It's just FK and Khaled. They're the only 2. And yeah, they're both defending champions as well. More than just playing. Oh, what challenge! That's about as good of a ceiling challenge as you're going to see all day, guys. Chronic back within 1. Huge challenge, transitioning into an immediate goal. Now, Jorya's didn't play in main event for Salt Mine 1. Funnily enough, he got his Rocket League account banned during the qualifier, so he couldn't log in. That's maybe a story for another day, but yeah. Very unfortunate timing on that one. I'm sure some of you guys will remember that. Oh wow, Chronic's passed him again. FirstKiller was nowhere near on this challenge. FirstKiller tried to jump off the wall and then flip back to the wall while moving forward, but he just flipped back onto the wall. He didn't advance at all, and we have a completely tie game. We have seen so many game 5s in Salt Mine group stage, and here's a good one. FirstKiller 5-4 with the flip reset as well. You're really not going to stop these guys with a whole lot of reactive defense, even out of the demo, to rub some salt in the wound. I feel like it's right that we're seeing a close game 5 after absolute blowouts in game 3 and 4. FirstKiller booms the ball to the backboard. Chronic tracking it the entire way. Another strong 50. Tried to flip into a demo there. Boost is spawning in a second, but not soon enough. FirstKiller's missed a tight angle shot. Chronic circling, looking for any small pads he can find. This time he does just get goal side, but FirstKiller is in position to follow up. And he's in front by 2 again. Chronic's clear went straight into FK. It was a bit of a goal mouth scramble there. FirstKiller denying a couple of Chronic's clears on that initial save. Still a lot of time for Chronic, but it's been FirstKiller who's dominating these latter games here. I mean, if you take away the one game Chronic won, which to be fair, he crushed, FirstKiller has been the aggressive player. He's been the guy running the show for the majority of these plays. That's not a bad pinch, let me tell you, to keep Chronic guessing again. Oh my goodness, what a move. We saw TRK do this in the EU event earlier on today. Chronic's whipped it out as well. Just a beautiful cut one way and then a flick the other. FirstKiller getting completely bamboozled on that play. With 90 seconds to go, Chronic is within 1 goal. Chronic has not yet missed a shot. That is in fact the first shot that he has taken that FirstKiller's been able to save. FirstKiller now backflipping by mistake in defense. Chronic keeping him on the back foot. Hits the bar, hits the post, keeps FirstKiller guessing. The boost is spawned. FirstKiller's going to win the race to it. And that's a big misplay by Chronic. He could have controlled that and stolen the boost away. He'll take this one. FirstKiller seems to have stabilized in defense. Chronic tries to apply the squeeze. Great brake check there by FirstKiller, dodging the demo, but boost has completely ran out for him. Chronic fires. FirstKiller saves. Chronic was pretty all in for that shot. Did not have an immediate follow-up planned. Oh my goodness, he perfectly picks up the boost. I think he was about to leave it, and then it spawned for him. Reset for Chronic. Goal for Chronic to tie. That is one of the most clutch boost pickups that you'll see all day. He'd almost given up on it spawning, and suddenly it appeared to keep the play alive. I mean, he knew it was coming. It wasn't a fluke that he was there. But that timing was ridiculous. 40 seconds to go. I'll be surprised if we don't see more goals. These players have been almost unstoppable with their offense as this game reaches a conclusion. FirstKiller brings it down, flicks it high, and we do see more goals. FirstKiller once more in front by 1. Such a clean flick. Just a good old faithful technique. Still doing work in 2023. And just 25 seconds to go. Chronic with a delayed kickoff again. This is bouncing big into the middle for him. He takes it down, has a lot of boost here, but he flicks it way too high. And brilliant control by FirstKiller. This is going to knock a lot of time off the clock. Chronic just inserts himself back into the play. He's dispossessed FirstKiller here, but the time is really not there for him. Huge clear by FirstKiller. Is it on target? No, it's not. Chronic has to get this up into the air, and he has to get a threatening shot on target. There it is. Chronic needs the double. It's not going to happen. It's FirstKiller who reacts well. Chronic had him on the ropes at the end there, but FirstKiller hangs on, secures number 1 in the group. And Chronic will have to settle for 3rd after a perfect 3-0 start yesterday. He's taken 2 consecutive losses, and that pushes him outside of the top 2 seeds. Oh, wow, FirstKiller is back, ladies and gentlemen. He had a little bit of a slump for Chalkcast Duels. Did not look himself in that one's event, but he is very much back here. Came through 15 games, 3 Game 5s yesterday, and now today, 1 Game 4 and another Game 5. FirstKiller is 1 game away from playing the maximum amount of games in this group stage. 24 games played out of a maximum, out of a possible 25. Now, let's take a look at the Shotcast highlights. There were plenty good ones here. If you guys want to suggest any guests for Shotcast from Saltmine 3 participants, please join the Shotcast Discord and do so, or at Shotcast on Twitter. It started off looking pretty good for Chronic here in this one. Game 1 win, Game 2 lead, but then FirstKiller came back at him, crushed him in Game 3, forced the early forfeit. Chronic, then FirstKiller forfeited early in Game 4. I was a bit worried we were going to see a one-sided Game 5, but thankfully that Game 5 did deliver, and we saw overall a spectacular series. Let's look at the total series stats. Chronic earlier on pretty dominated when it comes to field control by CRR. And FirstKiller was able to push him back quite a bit as well over the series. Yeah, overall, Chronic playing on the defensive end for the most part in these matches. And relying on his spectacular defense, inhumane reaction speed, and clinical finishing. Now let's take a look at the final results for NA. We are finished with the group stage for Saltmine 3 Stage 1. And here's the blimp with the results. We have Wavy confirmed advancing with a revenge win over Zapatos. Zapatos beat Wavy in qualifying for this event. Wavy got the revenge here. CRR sends Beast Mode to 5th place with a 3-1 win. Great regain, great day for CRR as he jumps from the bottom of the table all the way to 2nd place. And FirstKiller securing 1st with that win over Chronic. Now let's take a look at what that did to the overall group stage. We have got confirmed final standings. We've already had confirmed final standings for Group B for a while. Evo winning that one with Daniel in second. AJ and Cosmic also qualifying to the playoffs in the lower bracket for the playoffs. But yeah, Chronic, after yesterday, probably did not expect to have to be in the playoff lower bracket. He has to accept third place. And Wavy, with a massive performance, coming up huge to also make it into that playoff lower bracket. We've got FirstKiller in first, CRR in second. And that means that we've got some very interesting matchups in the playoffs for you guys. Do we have the playoff bracket ready? We do. Okay, let's see it. Let's see where these guys end up. FirstKiller versus Daniel in the quarterfinal. So the winner of that is going to go straight to the top 4. The loser of that will have a second chance in the following round. And Evo versus CRR. One of Evo and CRR will be making top 4. They play against each other at the very bottom of the bracket. Meanwhile, we've got AJ versus Wavy. That's a way matchup if I've ever seen one. And Chronic versus Cosmic. Quite a lot of alliteration in these matches. Chronic, Cosmic, and AJ Wavy. Almost scripted, you could say. Now, if you want to see exactly where the bracket takes players in a slightly different visualization, Wikipedia has it set up in a different way for you guys to look at. But all you need to know is that FirstKiller, Daniel, Evo, and CRR all have 2 lives. And Cosmic, Chronic, AJ, and Wavy only have 1 life. However, once players reach the final, you got the upper final there and the lower final, they will only have 1 life. Everybody resets to 1 life at that point. You do not have a bonus life. So we'll have no bracket resets, none of that. The top 4 will essentially be a single elimination. But that's it for Salt Mine Group Stage, at least for Stage 1. We're going to run it back in November for the group stage. And these playoff brackets, that's NA, EU. Actually, do we want to take a look at the EU bracket? Do we have that, Ben, to show to everybody? Let's take a look at the EU bracket as well, because that's going to happen first on Monday. So the 9th of October, Monday, this Monday coming, will feature this EU bracket, followed by that NA bracket that we just saw. Rawas and Naupo, Zen and TRK all have 2 lives remaining. Vatira, Khaled, Moxie, and Oski only have 1. Now, if you are wondering again about where these players are going to end up, again, you can look at Wikipedia after the stream is done to remind yourself. We're going to be going through the quarterfinal and the semifinals on Monday. And then the finals, the upper and lower finals, and the grand final will be on Wednesday of next week, the 11th. But hey, all that I have left to do is say thank you to all the streamers. Can we pull up the EU streamers really quickly? Because they've helped me broadcast, or helped us, I should say, broadcast every group stage match. We've had a whole lot of group stage matches thanks to Rizzo, Jamesbot, Jorby, Shogun, and Subpar Button HD. EU was fully broadcasted. Nothing was missed. It's all out there on their VODs if you want to watch it. And for North America, we had Fear, we had Corelli, Dazarin, and we had Yummy Cheeseman and CJ getting up early in OCE as well to help out. So awesome stuff from them. Really appreciate it. And thanks as well to the alternate language streamers for all helping out. Get Salt Mine 3 out there to other parts of the world. Rocket Baguette with the French stream, Firewall 154 with the Portuguese stream. We got Rosry with the Spanish stream, Vel with the German stream, Newiz with the Arabic stream, and we had Kokin with the Japanese stream. He's been up 1 a.m. till 7 a.m. the entire time covering the matches in Japanese. Absolute legend. But yeah, thanks to everybody else behind the scenes. We've got tons of people. We've got Ben helping me broadcast here behind the scenes. We've got Terrence in the Discord, making sure everybody knows lobby details at the right time. We've got a bunch of other people. They'll appear on the screen in the credits in just a minute, who have made Salt Mine 3 possible. And this is just the beginning. This is just the first week. We've got next week will be playoffs for Stage 1, and then we've got another 7 weeks of competition between November and December. So lots of Salt Mine 3 to look forward to. Really hope you guys have enjoyed it so far. It's been a pleasure to present it to you. And that's us. We're done with the first group stage. We made it. We did it. And it wouldn't be possible without you guys who have watched the whole thing. Really, really appreciate you all for tuning in. Thanks for the support in these streams. But that concludes the first week, the group stage, for Salt Mine Stage 1. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you soon.